Askcarterlaw back again with your favorite legal hot topics. Today we'll be discussing who owns Skin. Skin, the trademark that is, in the context of the Kim Kardashian trademark filing of the word skin. Who really owns it? She's being accused of stealing it from folks like Lori Harvey and two less known business owners by the name of Cindy and Vicky. So let's jump in to all this skin beef that is skin deep. I guess that's kind of corny. But I couldn't help myself. So we're actually going to talk about not just Kim Kardashian and Lori Harvey. We're actually going to also talk about two other less known business owners that also have claims to the variation of the word skin. So we'll start off with Lori Harvey and Kim Kardashian because they're the celebrities and they are who are being immediately compared as it relates to this trademark conflict with the use of the word skin. So essentially, Kim obviously has launched her line, and she actually announced it last year that she was going to launch her line. And then Lori at that point obviously had already came out with her products towards the end of the year. So it's interesting. At the time, no one made the comparison. The only focus was Kim being hit with a cease and desist by a Black-owned, less-known business owner by the name of Cindy, who's the CEO of Skin Plus, which spells skin SKKN, exactly how Kim spells skin. Again, SKKN. So it's interesting that Lori launched her products the same year that Kim actually was announcing that she was going to launch. But there wasn't really a lot of comparison back then. The beef or the conflict was really between Kim Kardashian's SKKN or SKKN by Kim, because she was filing both, and this Black business owner out of Brooklyn who just had SKKN plus. And so it kind of died down, and then obviously recently Kim has actually put her products in the marketplace. And so now it's like revved back up, but it's like, wait a minute, didn't Lori Harvey just come out with something with a variation of skin? Why is Kim stealing from Lori? So I just want to point that out. No one was saying that Kim was stealing from Lori until this year. No one mentioned it last year. And with that being said, I just want to quickly walk through two things as it relates to these various trademark matters. One, when the applications were actually registered in the trademark office, and two, who actually, if any of them, have an actual registration, meaning they filed it and the trademark has awarded them a registration. When you get a registration, it's AK ownership. So walking through who registered first. Ironically, Lori Harvey actually is the first one to register on January 21st, 2021, which was last year. January 21st, 2021, Lori filed. March 28th, Cindy from Skin Plus in Brooklyn filed. Then on March 30th, Kim filed for obviously Skin and Skin by Kim. And then on April 20th, Vicky actually filed. So the actual order is Lori, Cindy from Brooklyn, Kim Kardashian, and then Vicky from Beverly Hills. So it's ironic that Vicky was the last to file, but she has technically used it the longest. Okay, Vicky from Beverly Hills has used it for the longest. She's used it since 1993, right? So she's used it the longest, and she is in fact the only applicant that has a registration with ownership over any variation of the word skin amongst the four of them. So she already owns the word SKN. Now, obviously, Kim is SKKN, and so is um, Cindy from Brooklyn, right? But now that, obviously Vicky has SKN, I'm pretty sure Lori Harvey, if they give her this registration for Skin by LH, she has to not claim any ownership over the word skin in the mark Skin by LH, because Vicky now owns SKN. So with that being said, I think it's just really interesting that, as I mentioned before, no one really mentioned Lori Harvey until this year. And two, there's literally a white woman in Beverly Hills, right, who isn't famous, that out of all of these people actually have used it the longest and actually has a registration. But what's interesting, she didn't actually get the registration until April of 2022, because, again, she didn't file until 2021. It's interesting that she's been in business since, 1993, but decided to wait to file to 2021. But that also goes to show, which is another trademark tip, yes, you should register as soon as possible, but technically in this country, it's not the first to file. It's the first to really use it, right? And so if you can show that you used a word mark or logo in commerce and you're the source of that mark based on your use, then you can beat someone out that technically registered first. It is possible. But I still encourage people to file as soon as possible. So with that being said, let's move on a little more into the detail as it relates to the beef with Kim and the black owner in Brooklyn. So as mentioned before, the Brooklyn owner has Skin Plus, SKKN Plus, filed it on March 28th. Obviously, Kim Kardashian filed her skin marks on March 30th of 2021. So all in the same year. And then maybe April, May, June, maybe 3 months after all these filings happened. So in July, Kim received a cease and desist letter from Cindy saying, listen, I've been actually operating since 2018, even though I'm just now filing my registration. I've actually been operating since 2018. You need to cease and desist this registration because, it's going to cause confusion in the marketplace. And so, of course, Kim is saying, well, listen, first of all, one of my marks actually has my name in it. So if I move forward with that one, there definitely wouldn't be any confusion in the marketplace. But then the second argument is trademarks, can be filed in different categories, So, just like there's Delta Airlines, there are other Delta things, or, Delta clothes, Delta restaurants, like a word mark can technically be filed in different categories. So Kim's most likely secondary argument is going to be like, hey, I actually have products, skincare, hair care. I'm going to have perfumes, candles. It's actual products. Cindy, you in Brooklyn, you offer services, like spa services. So there's a difference between services and products. Now, maybe Cindy wants to keep the umbrella open so that she can eventually do products. And so she doesn't want to lose the opportunity to do products. And perhaps maybe that's why she's claiming this. But as of now, she doesn't have any products. So I definitely think, it was smart for Kim to move forward with Skin by Kim and not just Skin, not just SKKN. Because it actually makes her mark more distinctive, because people are going to know that she's the source immediately because her name is in the mark. And also that she's filing in a different category, and products versus services. So I definitely think Kim will eventually get the registration. I just don't. If it was just Skin, maybe she wouldn't get it. But with Skin by Kim, her level of celebrity, she's already by default considered the source of that mark. I believe she'll get it. And the same goes with Lori Harvey. She was smart to put her initials with Skin by LH, because as you can see, SKN has already been taken by Vicky in Beverly Hills. And so she can't claim ownership to that part of the mark anyway. So really it's just the LH, right, that she's added. But again, it immediately identifies the products with her. And so I actually think eventually Kim and Lori are both going to get their registrations. I am not sure if Cindy from Brooklyn will get hers, though. Obviously it's possible because, again, she's added the word plus to the mark. She has actual products, so she has actual services, so I don't think anybody would confuse hers with Kim's. She could literally use the same argument against Kim. But again, because Kim is the bigger name, that could kick her registration out in terms of the trademark board thinking that it's still going to cause too much confusion. I'm always rooting for the small business owner. I'm always rooting for Black businesses. So, I think it's unfortunate that this has happened, but this is the business. This is the trademark business. And so with that being said, our firm, Askcarterlaw, which is actually the Carter Law Group. Askcarterlaw is the brand that we do these videos under. We actually offer trademark services. So if you're interested, you can look at the link in our bio. You can just go to askcarterlaw.com and look at our trademark services. We will handle your filing. We'll handle your searches, things like that, to get you started. If these videos have made you think about trademarks for your businesses and brands. To find more stories like this, you can also visit askcarterlaw.com. We have the stories there, and on all our social media handles at Askcarterlaw. Take care.